how do Trump economic policy impact the steel industry?
I think that you can really look at the HYBAR story, and certainly the Big River story, but more currently the HYBAR story, almost in a vacuum, without caring whether or not Harris had won or Trump had won. The opportunity for HYBAR was going to be a very good opportunity. And the reason is that HYBAR, if you remember, Big River was making steel for the automotive industry, for jet turbines, for electric transmission systems, and so forth. HYBAR is making rebar. So rebar are the long sticks that then get twisted into things, put inside concrete. So if you're building a skyscraper or an airport runway or a highway or a tunnel or a bridge, you need rebar. What happened in the last few years under the Biden administration is that they passed an enormous infrastructure bill, $1.5 trillion set aside by Congress to finally, after 70 years of trying, to really rebuild the core infrastructure of the United States. 100 new airports, ports up and down the coast, obviously new highways, bridges, tunnels, etc., etc. All of those projects need rebar. And that's on top of a market that was actually in short supply. So already before that, rebar had to be imported from places like Canada, Mexico, and parts of Asia to meet basic demand. Now you add on top of that this enormous infrastructure ramp up. And that is going to happen regardless of who's in office. And in fact, a lot of that is actually happening in so-called red states. In other words, states that tend to lean Republican. A lot of that infrastructure spending is happening there. Very popular. Everybody loves that infrastructure spending. And so HYBAR is only focused on the domestic market. Nothing is exporting, and they're really focused on the domestic market.